Hello friends. Today I'd like to take the video from 2 days ago a little further. If you'll recall, I was talking to you about taking a major 7th chord and dividing it between the hands, creating a two-handed accompaniment or a two-handed voicing. First thing I'd like to do is to show you the handout from that so you can take a screenshot. So here this is. Now we're going to take this a step further and experiment some with these chords and switching these voicings around a little bit. So this is the handout for today. Okay, let's get started. If you'll recall, in the previous video, we talked about playing this pattern. And we put the minor chord on the top. We added a little walking bass line. So now what I would like to do is to experiment with some different voicings of this major 7th chord. And first thing I would like to do is to show you the mode that is most commonly used over this chord. So when you start improvising, you'll know what notes to use. So for a major 7th chord, you can use a major mode, a major scale. Certainly you can do that. Most often, most commonly, you have a raised 4, and it's a Lydian mode, so it's based off the G major scale. So if I were to play a G major scale, go to the 4th step of that scale, keep the same key signature, which would be an F sharp. It comes out sounding like a C major scale with an F sharp in it, a raised 4. And that's what gives that sound that we associate with jazz on a major mode, is we have that raised 4. We also call it a sharp 11. So if we were to play this chord here, let's try and run that scale over it. I'm going to bring it up an octave so it's not so much of a clash. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you can just play the chord and just kind of run around that scale. So the defining note really is that sharp 11 or sharp 4. All right, you can also play a major 6, play an A, and that sounds good with it. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So first thing I'd like to do is to take that first exercise that we did the other day in the previous video, C major 7. We're going to get rid of the 5th. So we're basically, instead of playing root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th, we're going to play root, 3rd, and 7th. Okay, but we're going to bring the C down here. All right. First thing I'd like you to do is to just do that open 5th. That sounds pretty good by itself. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now here's the cool thing. If you take the E, you're thinking this is an E minor 7. Remember a couple of videos back I said that if you want to create a minor 7, you take the triad and add the note that's a whole step below it. So now you would have the D. Eliminate the G. We have a C major 9. It's a C. The 9 is the same thing as a 2, which is the D. And then we have the 3. And we have the major 7. We're leaving the 5th out. Really, the 3 and the 7 are what define the quality of a chord. The 5 is going to be the same whether it's major or minor, unless it's like a minor 7 flat 5. But just for major, minor, 7th chords, the root and the 5th are going to stay the same. It's the 3 and the 7 that are going to change. So if we have the 3 and the 7 and the roots, we've got a C major 7 chord. And what we're doing now, there's different ways to think about this, and we already talked about finding the whole chord. Now I'm just showing you how to pick out parts of the chord. So if we want to make this a C major 9, all we do is we add the note that's a whole step below the E. Or you can think of it this way. C. That's 1, this is the 2, and the 3, and the major 7. 1, 2, 3, major 7. Like that. Only I'm dropping the C down an octave. Okay? Let's try that one. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I think we've done enough of it that you know what to do. Okay, but that is a really nice sound. Bill Evans did a lot of those kinds of voicings. Okay, as many other artists have done too. Now, if we were to take the right hand that we're playing here, the D, E, and B, let's put the D on top. So, really, we're playing an E minor 7 chord again without the 5th, without the 3rd actually, without the 5th, the C. And now we can do the same thing that we did with the other inversion. Instead of doing this, we're going to play this. And then we just go down in whole steps. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, go. All right, here's another idea. If you want to find the first extension very easily, or the 9, if you want to do a chord in the right hand called an upper structure chord, think of the chord that is a 5th above the root and play that. It's a major chord, a 5th above the root, to create this major 9. Okay, so we're going to have C in the left hand. I'm going to go ahead and put the 3rd as well, so we have a little sound of that 3rd. The song Tequila. Okay, now what's a 5th up from C? It's G. So we're going to play a G major chord, but we're going to put the G on the top. So we're going to just play G major, F major, E flat major. Let's try that. Let's just play the chords without actually counting it. Okay, here's to play the first one. Go down a whole step and down another whole step, and then back up. You can do that whole exercise that we did in the last video, and then if you take that G major chord and invert it, it would be like this. Okay, we're getting very close to what's called the so what chord. If the left hand were to come up and play C, E, G, but now move the G up to A, which is a 6, so your left hand's playing a minor chord, A minor, in first inversion, called a 6-3 inversion. And then the right hand is going to play the 6-4 inversion. So the same chord we've been playing, G major. So if you look in the middle, we've got a stack of 4ths. we've got E, A, D, G, and then we've got a third. It's called a so what chord because it's the opening chord to the Miles Davis song, So What. Okay? We're just going to add the root to it. All right? And this will sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so that's a fuller chord. Yet another thing that you can do, since we're dealing with this Lydian scale, is you can play a major 2 in the right hand. So the one chord in C major is C, E, G, or C major. Go to the second scale degree. If you're thinking that Lydian scale, you'll have an F sharp. So the 2 chord is D major. So if you put a major 2 against a major triad, a 1 chord in the left hand, then you'll have a really nice chord voicing. And it ends up being a C major 6-9 with a sharp 11, that F sharp. Okay, so in the left hand, I'm just going to play C and E. With the right hand, I'm going to do A, D, and F sharp. I'm going to play those notes. Let's see what that sounds like. And I think when I stop for the break, I'm going to run the Lydian scale, some notes from the Lydian scale in the left hand and see how that sounds. It might be a fun thing for you to play with. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, go. Something like that. All right, and you can take that through several keys. One more thing that I wanted to tell you, and actually I forgot to write the scale down, but it's a Lydian dominant scale. And the Lydian dominant scale is like a major scale with a raised 4 and a flatted 7. And it goes over a dominant 7th chord. So if I played a C, E, I'm just saying, and a B flat, and play that over, that is a Lydian dominant scale. Okay, and if I were then to break that up or make a chord, instead of doing a G major chord, if you want to find a quick voicing for this, go up a 5th again, but play a minor triad over the root. Okay, so we'd have. If you leave the root off, it would be this. Okay. More on that in the next lesson, but that's just a little something to get you started. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.